crashed it 11 times in 1 year.
I would never have believed in 15 years we won over 50 awards.
Hey, I'm Tim. This is Howden Originals, where we're touring around the UK chatting to motor traders and classic car collectors. This morning, I'm joined by Iain Tyrrell. Good morning, sir. Thank you for having us.
Good morning. Pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you. I don't know where to start with you. You're a YouTube phenomenon. You are...
Easy for you to say.
Well, apparently. But I think people want to know a bit more about you and your, how it all started for you. So where do you want to start?
Well, I was born at a young age, obviously.
Yeah.
The first word I ever said was car.
Really?
Yes, literally, according to my mother, and she should know.
Yeah.
That was it. It went downhill from there. I used to sit in the back of the car on my little travel seat or whatever it was, and we'd play a game because both my mum and dad were into cars anyway. So I could recognise almost every make and model by the time I was 4 or 5 or something ridiculous.
Wow.
And it just went downhill from there, really.
So how did you get into actually running a business though? How did that start? Did you have some training?
Well, my dad had a packaging business when I did A-levels, decided further education after that wasn't for me, so I wanted to be sort of hands-on. Wanted to study car design actually, so I studied graphic art and technical drawing.
Okay.
So I got the phone call when I was 19 from the manager of a Rolls-Royce and Bentley service facility, saying, would you like to come and work here as a trainee mechanic? Which of course was amazing, and I did. So I worked there for 2 years and learned as much as I could on different makes and models, not just Rolls-Royce and Bentley, but did lots of work, met some interesting customers and set up on my own at the age of 21 doing a similar thing, but in my hometown, which was Wallasey on the Wirral.
Wow. So that's at a very early age to be doing that. I mean, did you have any business acumen as well, or was it just the love of the cars? Fair enough. So but it's obviously growing massively now, isn't it? So the current workshop that you've got, how long has this been trading for? And talk to me a bit about the service that you offer.
I've sort of branched out into sales. I started a business called Cheshire Classic Cars, specifically to buy and sell and fix. And my speciality is not selling cars really. So it went okay, but by the sort of 2018, it was all just getting the wrong shape really. So I just, for the first time, started running the business under my own name. And that focuses now more on the technical side of things, which is my passion, my DNA, if you like. Engine tuning. I mean, we do full restorations. We're very fortunate to have Craig here who does the leather work, which I would say is as good as anybody's anywhere, actually. We have Ryan, our Cheshire Prestige Paintworks, our paintwork partner. How many P's can you fit into one sentence?
There's quite a few in there.
Yes, and he does our paintwork, strangely enough, and the chroming, but everything else we do on site, really.
And is there there's a lot of Lamborghinis in here. I mean, we talked about collective pronouns for Lamborghinis. I'm not sure we agreed in the end on that, but is it just Lamborghinis? Is that your passion, or is there other marques that you work on?
Well, I mean, I've always been enthralled by Lamborghinis. I had a sort of epiphany moment in my mum and dad's bathroom, which sounds a bit odd, but anyway, we'll press on.
No, but I think we should stick that. We can keep with that.
And it was summer, and the window was open. We live next to a major road junction, and I heard this most spine-tingling engine passing the window. And I stuck my head out, and it was a Lamborghini Espada. And my fate was sealed. That was it. I thought, this is what I want to do, because I want to, being a musician as well, I love the orchestra of a complicated engine. So that was it, really.
No, fair enough. But there's a Capri behind us. There's any other types of cars. What other than Lamborghini, are there any other cars that really make you fizz? Yeah,
I mean, I am, as you say, I am involved with Lamborghini. I mean, we do have a lot of Lamborghini. We do a lot of work. We have them sent from all over the world. I'm technical officer of the Lamborghini Club UK for my sins. Because of my extreme nerdiness. I also have, we do a lot of other cars as well. We've had the honour of rebuilding the engine on the Prince of Wales Aston Martin V8 Vantage Volante.
Wow. Okay.
They made 22 replicas, it was either 19 or 22, I can't just remember now, replicas of the Prince of Wales V8, Aston Martin did. This was the original car that was made for Prince Charles. We rebuilt the engine on that. We've had, obviously we have some very interesting customers who I can't possibly talk about.
No, it's fair enough. I wouldn't expect you to, unless you felt comfortable talking about it.
But we have the North Apron on the airfield here, 100 yards away, so we literally can see planes out of our office window. So we have customers flying in and out fairly regularly on helicopters or jets or whatever, which is great, makes life really, really interesting.
Yeah, it means that you're more accessible as well, doesn't it? I mean, that's got to work. What have you had a kind of pinch yourself moment? You know, obviously you're very nerdy, as we've already established, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. But have you had some, you know, what's a real pinch yourself moment? You think, actually, wow, I'm actually doing this.
I think again, it was another phone call, just another random phone call in 2015. And Olivier Nimesh, the Lamborghini broker and historian, called me and said, do you know anybody who'd be interested in the Italian job Miura? We do a lot of business together with Lamborghinis, Olivier and I. We do brokerage deals on cars and things. And I said, really? And one thing led to another. I had an 18-hour window to go and inspect the car at an secret underground car park in Paris, as you do, which involved craziness, chartering a private jet to take me over there, etc. But the deal was done on the car. I managed to authenticate in a very short space of time, because I am super nerdy. I can look at a Miura and almost tell you which month of the year it was made in by different details on it. I was able to establish that it was the car from the movie, which had been off the radar since it was brand new, 50, whatever it is, 60 years ago. And the moment for me was when we took the car. We did some research, which again is now on the internet. I mean, it's all been researched to death, where exactly the scenes were, which tunnel was used in the St Bernard Pass. The most of the filming was on the Great St Bernard Pass, and the tunnel was actually on the Petit Saint Bernard, about 30 kilometres away. But we took the Lamborghini Miura back, and I was able to re-film the shots in the car at the location, and that for me was seminal, really.
So that's ticked every box then, really.
Imaginable. Yes.
That's fantastic. We've touched on your nerdiness, borderline geek.
Is there a borderline?
No, I would just go all out. I'd go full geek, always, to be fair.
I don't do things by halves.
But you've got a growing following of like-minded people on YouTube. And it's been
which is quite worrying, actually.
But it's great, isn't it? If you're running a motor trade business, how did you then fall into YouTube? How did that happen?
Harry Metcalf, the famous, he started Evo magazine, and he's now up to about 850,000 subscribers on YouTube. He approached me. We'd known each other for some years, and he said, would you please rebuild the engine on my Espada? And one thing led to another. He did 8 episodes eventually, and I fell into the world of YouTube. People said, we like Iain, we like what he does. Can he start his own channel? Boom, that was it.
But how do you sort of keep the content relevant? How do you keep having to reinvent that, or have you just naturally got enough to give with what the workshop brings you? How do you keep that going?
I think up to now I've been in the fortunate position of not having to contrive videos, shall we say, and yeah, I think people understand that it's secondary to the business. You know, it's still a car fixing and restoration business.
And it's a good advert for the business anyway, right?
So it's amazing.
That is essentially what it is. Have you had any video that's done much better than you were expecting? I mean, obviously, naturally, anything with a Lamborghini in it, you expect it to be amazing. But have you had a more quirky or average car on the channel that's actually done really well?
I seem to remember the Rover SD1 video did very well.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's kind of, because I remember there was one with a Citroen as well. Did you have a Citroen?
Yeah, the Citroen CX. That's gone mad too. Yeah.
And that channels that inner nerd, doesn't it? Because you spent a lot of time talking about the pneumatic suspension.
Yes.
You know, which we could go into detail now. But
we could, yes. Working
my
at
attention span won't work on that.
No,
I mean,
no, butyl diaphragms. It's all with butyl diaphragms and nitrogen. Yes.
Is it?
You can't beat a good butyl diaphragm and nitrogen.
No, that was fair enough. So with the future in mind then, so the channel is going to continue to grow, right? But what about the business itself? What are your plans for the future of the business?
I'm fortunate enough to have 3 young guys here who are very talented, and they are sponges. You know, they just learn, which is what it's all about. So I'm very happy about the fact that we've got young people involved. I think eventually that would be my succession plan, to keep an eye on the business. Eventually, I have no idea when I plan to retire, really. As long as I can still have enough hearing to tune a V12 by ear, then I'm happy to carry on. I love what I do. But I think bringing the next generation on is something I am very, very passionate about. Our mutual friend, of course, Dominic Taylor-Lane, the Association of Heritage Engineers. We've got one lad with the Heritage Skills Academy down at Brooklands. I think, just carry on carrying on.
So the future's looking good.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. We've been talking about tuning earlier on, tuning of cars, and you've touched on singing. That's a passion of yours, isn't it? Do you want to talk to me about how you link those two things and how that works for you?
I mean, I just love making music. I love the fact that there is such a direct corollary between did you like the way I said that? Corollary, one of those things, yes. Yeah. Between music and cars, and particularly complex engines. I love being able to diagnose the noise if there's a strange knock inside an engine, and to actually balance. It's sort of become a party trick. That sounds a bit self-deprecating, but it sort of sums it up. Where I tune a V12 engine with my ears and a hose pipe and a screwdriver, and then balance a coin on it at the end of it. And that's sort of bringing the two things together, my musical ear and the mechanical bit. So am I allowed to say that some of my songs are downloadable on all platforms?
You can do what you like. I mean, they're certainly not on the Howden website, but I'm sure people can find through.
Come on, slacking.
We can definitely find it through that. So the celebrity status of in the car world. You very recently you were at the NEC Classic Cars show, weren't you?
Yeah.
And that was the first time I've seen you there with your own business rather than being linked to Lamborghini. How did that go down? How were you kind of overwhelmed on the stand? Did anything productive come from the stand?
Well, we're not event organisers, so it was all a bit of a steep learning curve, to put it very mildly. But we got invited by the organisers to have a stand there. They cut us a deal, as they say.
Yeah.
We were mobbed. We had an F40 that we've just done a pretty comprehensive restoration on, and a Miura that we've done an engine rebuild on, and we had those on the stand, and they, of course, created a lot of attention. I think it was a great success. The stand was very popular.
Yeah, I mean, it was a busy show. I'd not been for a few years. Howden had a big stand there.
Yes.
Where we offer insurance for individual owners, motor trade, car clubs, and it was certainly a lot busier than I'd seen it recently.
Yes.
And it's good to see the industry carrying on. I think that draws such a massive crowd.
I personally think there was a very good vibe about the Classic Motor Show. I think the standard of cars, both in the show and in the auction, was higher than I have ever seen it there. I think it was very good, actually. Yeah.
What was your favourite car at the show?
I loved the Jaguar D-Type. That was the original Le Mans winning Jaguar D-Type that was just subtly stuck in the corner. on the Jaguar Drivers Club stand. Happens to be worth a cool 10 million.
Yeah.
But I love the way it was just nonchalantly put there, no barriers around it or anything. Mm-hmm. It's great to see that that can still happen in this day and age, actually, hopefully. Yeah,
I think, and you know, whether the car's worth 10 grand or 10 million, the passion is there, isn't it?
Precisely.
Iain, you're a charismatic guy, and I think you've probably got some funny stories that you might want to share with me. Have you got anything in particular you want to tickle us with?
Well, I've got a lot, but some of them aren't broadcastable for various reasons. Okay. But I can think of one. In the 1990s, I did a full restoration on a Mercedes 600 Pullman, the huge long wheelbase thing. Mm-hmm. They are frighteningly complicated. And all of a sudden, I got a phone call that the customer, who was a Swiss banker, was coming to London for his birthday. He was going to Claridge's. And his chauffeur rang me and said, we need the 600, we need the 600. And I was like, no you don't. Except his was bigger than my So he won. Yeah. And this sort of cobbled together Mercedes 600 got driven down by yours truly to their apartment in a very sprawnsy part of London. Yep. And then I followed the 600 in a little 500 SEL to Claridge's. And the chauffeur got out, slammed the driver's door on the 600 outside Claridge's, opened the back door. They disappeared into Claridge's. The car had locked itself, hadn't it?
Fantastic.
There was a line of limousines waiting to drop people off behind it, and there it was sat with the engine running, ticking over, and we couldn't get into it. So I thought, obviously I had to be quick on my feet. I thought, I'll get a wire coat hanger and break into it through the driver's door.
Outside Claridge's?
Outside Claridge's.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I went into Claridge's and I said, have you got any wire coat hangers? And they said, okay. And he presented me with a beautiful wooden coat hanger with Claridge's written on it. Yeah. I thought, well, I ain't going to cut it. So I proceeded to walk around every restaurant in the West End of London saying, excuse me, have you got a wire coat hanger? And I eventually found one, and I think 15, 20 minutes later, the car was mobile again and we could actually move it away from Claridge's. But that was one of my more cringeworthy, embarrassing moments, I would say, really.
That story was fantastic, and it's been amazing spending time with you this morning on Howden Originals. Thank you for your time,
It's always great to see you, and thank you for doing such a good job of looking after me with my insurance.
Not a problem at all. Thank you.